I'd like to call tonight's meeting in the Lower McCounty Township Board of Commissioners to order. Will we please stand for a pledge of allegiance? Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay. For the roll call, Commissioner Ronald R. Beitler is not with us this evening, and the Township Engineer, Brian McAdam, is joining us through Zoom. We have no agenda modifications or announcements in presentation, so we'll start with item 6.1, consideration of the written decision for the conditional use hearing of Prachi Realty LLC for the project located at 801 North Broad Street. Mr. Solicitor.
As you know, we heard this on August 3rd. It was approved subject to a written decision. You have in front of you the findings of fact, conclusions of law, and decision with conditions for your consideration tonight.
Move to approve.
Do we have a motion to approve? Is there a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Are there any commissioner comments or questions? Any public comments or questions? Seeing and hearing none, I'll call for the vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? 6.2, Resolution 2023-47, approving a minor subdivision plan for 2024 Elbow Lane, Caesar and Ramona Martinez. Mr. Jones.
Yes, sir. So this is a simple 2-lot minor subdivision. Couldn't be any simpler. This is an existing lot. The existing residence, which is there to the north, takes its access and driveway out on a private easement out to Elbow Lane. They are asking to subdivide the lot. The new residents, which we believe will be kept in the family, will be served by both public water and sewer out the flag section of the lot there, as you can see. And it will have a Hess Circle address as opposed to a Elbow Lane address. Nothing is going to change on the lot on the north. It's actually about as simple as you could get. I'll hand it over to Engineer McAdam, but we didn't have any major concerns, especially once they hooked up to public water and sewer.
Mr. McAdam.
Thanks. Thank you, Mr. President. Yeah, there's really nothing to add except to mention that in reviewing the plan, we did make sure that there are provisions for connection, at least easement-wise, if the lot number 1 had to connect to public utilities. There is an easement available on lot 2 if in fact they need to do that in the future. Otherwise, as Nate said, it's about as straightforward as you can get.
Okay.
Move to approve.
We have a motion to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Are there any commissioner comments or questions? Any public comments or questions? Seeing and hearing none, I will call for the vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Item 6.3, Resolution 2023-48, approving a transfer of the American Rescue Plan Act funds in the 2023 budget to the Capital Projects Fund. Mr. Beidle.
Thank you, Mr. President. You'll have for your consideration. This is the resolution that allows for the transfer of the budgeted amounts to the various funds. $1,015,000 to the general fund, $2,417,454.86 to the Capital Projects Fund. And this will, in essence, close and terminate the American Rescue Plan Fund that we show.
Move to approve.
We have a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Are there any commissioner comments or questions? Any public comments or questions? Seeing and hearing none, I will call for the vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Moving forward, public comment on non-agenda topics. Seeing none. Item 8, communication. Mr. Beidle.
Thank you. One item, Jeffrey Carroll has expressed interest in multiple boards.
Thank you very much. There are no appointments to various boards, committees, and commissions tonight. Item 10.1, approval of the meeting minutes from August 17th, 2023.
Move to approve.
We have a motion to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any commissioner comments or questions? Any public comments or questions? Seeing and hearing none, I will call for the vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? approval of transfers, bill list, and payroll. Mr. Beidle.
Thank you. We have the following for your consideration. The general fund, $774,237.29. The sewer fund, $25,831.76. The debt service fund, $2,058,868.80. Capital projects fund, $266,565.73. The liquid fuels fund, $1,915.80. The payroll, $182,173.56. Developer escrow, $148,578.74. Grand total of all funds, $3,458,171.68.
Move to approve.
Okay, there's a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the bill list. Any commissioner comments or questions? Any public comments or questions? Seeing and hearing none, I'll call for the vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And as always, just a reminder to our viewing public that our entire bill list can be found on our website. Item 12, departmental matters. Engineering, Mr. McAdam.
Thank you, Mr. President. Nothing really to report on as far as workload, where you guys are keeping us hopping. But I'd like to add on a personal note, the board has been really kind. Board and staff have been really kind in asking about how things are going with me. And I'm happy to report that even though I'm not with you guys tonight because of basically still a compromised immune system, overall, I had a extremely positive update from my oncologist on Tuesday. So things are moving in the right direction, and everything we've been doing treatment wise appears to be working. So I just thought I'd do you guys the courtesy of letting you know that I expect to be around for a while longer.
Well, that's the best report of the evening.
Wonderful news, Brian. Excellent.
Congratulations.
Thanks. And I it's worth mentioning. I wanted to mention that because I sincerely appreciate all the support. So thank you all.
Anytime. Any questions for the engineer? Okay, item 12.2, planning. 12.2.1, resolution 2023-49, security release and project closeout for signature, personal care, and memory care. Mr. Jones.
Yes, sir. So we are closing out signature personal care. They took care of the final punch list items, which involved the notice of termination through the County Conservation District, as well as the delivery of the as-built plans that were on the previous letter. So as far as everything goes, the maintenance period has come to an end, and we are in a position to do the release. The release is just shy of $967,000. So that will be what is returned to them. I should note one thing that came up towards the tail end is we did note that there's a fair amount of dead plant material and landscaping at the site, especially some street trees. We are working with the applicant, despite the project being closed out, to get those planted this planting season. One way or the other, hopefully we'll be able to do it in an amicable fashion, but we do have ordinance methods if necessary. But by and large, the project, besides those few items with plants, are done, and we're ready to close this project out.
Move to approve.
We have a motion to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Are there any commissioner comments or questions? Any public comments or questions? Seeing and hearing none, I'll call for the vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. 12.2.2, consideration of a sewage facility planning module for the Spring Creek Estates 2022 land development project. Mr. Jones.
Yeah, this is the Spring Creek 2022 Estates project, which is the two separate lots that have the townhomes on them. I should just note that we've all done the approvals already on everything else that's requisite at the board level. This is really just for their sewer. And of course, there is service that's available on that end of the township. So this is really belt and suspenders matter.
Move to approve.
We have a motion to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Are there any commissioner comments or questions? Any public comments or questions? Seeing and hearing none, I will call for the vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, item 12.2.3, consideration of a sewage facility planning module that includes a small flow treatment facility operation and maintenance agreement for 8278 Mertztown Road. Mr. Jones.
Yes, so this is a residence, I believe a historic residence, Mertztown Road. They are near the creek. They can't perk for a system where they're located. There was a question about one of the trunk lines that's proposed as part of the Mertztown development being utilized for connection, but because that is a forest main line, they really couldn't connect. It would also require boring underneath the creek, which would be problematic. So the applicants need to do one of these small flow treatment facilities. It's being reviewed by the township, and obviously, once we do this evening, it'll be reviewed by DEP. It'll have to meet all their standards. It's not a normal thing that we do, but there are a lot of interesting circumstances here that require this resident to get their service in this manner. So happy to take any other questions.
Move to approve.
We have a motion to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Are there any commissioner comments or questions? Any public comments or questions? Seeing and hearing none, I will call for the vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Anything else, Mr. Jones?
The only other two things I have to report, we got planning commission on Tuesday night for those who would be interested. We do have a couple of items on that I do expect will head that off to the board then for both our workshop and our October meetings. And we are working diligently on an ordinance matter in the official map that we hope to have to you ASAP for hearing and adoption soon. That's it. I'm happy to take any other questions.
Okay, any questions for Mr. Jones? Okay, moving on, 12.3, the solicitor, Solicitor Bruman.
Nothing this evening, Mr. President.
Okay, any questions for the solicitor? 12.4, Township Manager. 12.4.1, consideration of a request from Emmaus High School for use of Camp Olympic Park for cross-country team. Mr. Beidle.
Thank you. The school district has requested the use of Camp Olympic for various practices from August to November, as well as a large meet on October 3rd. We've advised the district of the board's concern about portable toilets at the location. And we support the idea and the request to move forward.
Move to approve.
We have a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Are there any commissioner comments or questions? Any public comments or questions? Seeing and hearing none, I will call for the vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, 12.4.2, consideration of a T-160 applications for traffic signal changes at 5 intersections to modernize pedestrian equipment. Mr. Beidle.
As discussed in detail at the workshop, PennDOT is facilitating a project to update 5 locations with the new LED pedestrian type pedestals. Of course, the township will have to maintain and own these after they're provided by PennDOT. This is the next step to allow them in the process to complete that project.
Move to approve.
We have a motion to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
Motion and a second. Any commissioner comments or questions? Any public comments or questions? Seeing and hearing none, I will call for the vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed? Okay, anything further, Mr. Beidle?
No, unless there's questions.
Okay, any questions for the township manager? Okay, moving forward, other business. Is there any old business for this evening? Any new business for this evening? Board of Commissioner reports. The next board regular meeting is scheduled for September 21st at 6 p.m. The next board workshop is September 25th at 6 p.m. Are there any other Board of Commissioner reports? There was no executive session, and with that, we are adjourned.
Hang on.
Right?
Bang on.
Push. We call push.